I bought some new bottles. Let's do a blind taste test of all the Evan Williams plus a Heaven Hill bottled and bond. Evan Williams is a brand owned by Heaven Hill, which is why I also threw in the Heaven Hill bottled and bond. I figured I might as well. The reason I'm doing this blind today is because this Evan Williams Black Label. This was the winner of a 8-way blind I did for beginner bourbons. Not only was it the winner, it was by far the cheapest of the 8. And apparently online, it's widely regarded as the king of value bourbons. Some people will say that the Evan Williams bottled and bond is the best value. I haven't tasted it yet. That's going to be one thing we'll find out. Their small batch is also cheap. Then I got their single barrel vintage. This one was bottled in 2024. And the Heaven Hill bottled and bond, 7 years. At the most expensive of these 5. As you can see, they're all half empty. Not because I've tasted them yet, because the other half are in these sample bottles. And I don't know which one's in which. That way I could try them as much as I need and to come to my conclusion. So let's get started tasting these, but first, I'm going to do a warm-up with a random bottle of something at least 70 proof. I could warm up my taste buds by picking out some whiskey and swishing it, but I think it's more fun just to try out something random, see if I can figure out what it is. My spreadsheet that has the database of all my bottles is going to tell me what to drink. And it said 5266. So I'm going to go get that. All right, this is the random bottle that I was told to grab. The only thing I know about it is the color that I could see and the fact that it is at least 70 proof. The reason I chose 70 proof is because I feel it gets rid of a lot of the liqueurs, things I don't really want to be drinking neat. I could have chose 80 proof, but maybe there's something in there that's 70 that's could be interesting. The color of this is, I would say, light brown, kind of yellowish. There is quite a bit of sediment in there, which has me a little worried. I don't know what that sediment means. Since it's at least 70 proof, I'm pretty sure it's not going to harm me. I'm going to get a lot more info as soon as I could smell it. Let's get a pour of this. Okay, this is not a whiskey. It has an odd note to it. I think it's rum. It smells a little grassy, vegetal. Nope. Okay. It hit me after I said vegetal. I'm pretty sure it's tequila. Yeah, it's definitely tequila. For some reason I went down the rum route until I noticed it smelled vegetal. It smells like the agave. It's weird how similar some spirits could smell if you don't know what it is you're smelling. Has a slight like citrus. So the color makes a lot more sense now. If it's tequila, must be a reposado or añejo. Probably reposado by how light it is. Very peppery. I'm thinking this might actually be an añejo. It does have quite a bit of oak. It's a very strong black pepper. No, I'm going to go, it's a reposado because how strong the black pepper is. I think if it was añejo or extra añejo, it would be less peppery, more oaky. But I think this is a good tequila. Yeah, I like this. Yeah, this is good. I'm going to give this a 73 out of 100. I have no clue what it is. Price-wise, tequila's getting up there in price. Tequila's sort of following bourbon in their popularity, and it's definitely driving up the price. Reposados aren't always the most expensive, if it is reposado. But I'll give it a price guess of $65. Should probably look up what it is now. El Sativo Tequila Anejo. So I was wrong on it being Reposado, and it only cost me $50. So, good warm-up, I guess. So let's get started with the bourbons. I'm going to pick out one randomly. All right, I don't know the numbers on them. I think I learned a lesson from my last blind where everything was too cold. I think it made it harder to taste. So I put all these sample bottles inside my house to get to room temperature. So hopefully that'll let me taste a little better. So all these have the same mash bill. How they come up with apparently such different flavors, I don't know. Maybe they're not. Maybe they're all the same. What you see me tasting right now is the Evan Williams Black Label. This one is 86 proof and only $12. This one is really smelling like what I remember the Evan Williams Black Label smelled like. It's like a dry wood, maybe earthy. It's what reminded me of a root cellar. And then I get a little, some kind of marker, dry erase maybe. It smells pretty good to me. It's a little light on the flavor, especially after that tequila I drank. The tequila was much stronger. It's good though. I don't taste anything wrong with that. It also has a little spice to it, like a pepper. Also, black pepper like tequila, but it's a lot less peppery than the tequila. Gonna sit it there and go to the next one and have a little comparison. It's Heaven Hill Bald & Bond, 7-year-old bourbon. This is by far the most expensive of these 5. Cost me $50. Yeah, this isn't Evan Williams, but it's made in the same distillery, bottled in the same spot as Evan Williams. It's the same company, same mash bill, so I figured I'd throw it in and compare. I don't like knowing this, but this one is a darker color than the first. Smells a little sweeter, smells stronger. I don't think it's much higher proof. I mean, it doesn't get much higher proof in this lineup. 100 is the highest, so that's only, what is that, 14 higher than 86 proof? Relative to the last one, it's sweeter smelling and it's less oaky. It's definitely a similar flavor. Maybe less pepper. I don't know what I think about this one. It's so similar. It just tastes more round than the last one. It's stronger on the alcohol, I'm pretty sure. I'm thinking that's one of the Bottled & Bonds. I'll come back to that one later. Let's go to the next. Evan Williams Bottled & Bond. This is at least 4 years old, and it is 100 proof. This bottle cost me $19. This one is also darker. Looks like the exact color as the last. Maybe they're all darker and just this first one's a lighter color. This one smells lower proof, but it also smells less harsh. Has less of the marker note of the first and the second one. This one smells more pleasant, whatever that means. It smells like it's going to be a lot more easy drinker. I like this. This one tastes great. This one is definitely a crushable bourbon. The ease of drinking, I think it's lighter too. This one builds. The flavor builds. Has a long finish, and the taste right up first is just pleasant, and then the flavor intensity builds. You could drink this fast because right away it's not hitting you. I don't know what to think about that. If that's going to be the cheapest one, that's going to be the Black Label, or if That's going to be maybe the 1780, what is it, 1783? But I like that one. Evan Williams 1783 small batch. This one is 90 proof. It's only $21. And by small batch, they explain that it is at max 200 barrels. I don't know if that means they do 200 barrels a year or 200 barrels per small batch, and maybe they make a lot of different small batches. This one is definitely the most different smelling so far. It's a sweet marker. I know saying a marker isn't probably very helpful. It's just a smell that I associate with bourbon a lot. I'm definitely smelling some caramel. Caramel or maybe a maple syrup on the second one that I don't get over here. This one smells the most bland to me. Just a little wood. There's something in this one I don't like. There's no finish in this one. Pretty bland. I think even this first one that looks like the lighter of the batch had a better flavor. More pronounced. So this one so far is my least favorite. Evan Williams Single Barrel Vintage. This isn't that expensive at $36. The proof is a little low, 86.6. They call it vintage because they tell you when it was barreled and when it was bottled, and also give you the exact barrel number. So this specific one was barreled on January 2015, and it was bottled February 2024, meaning it's aged 9 years. This one is barrel number 248. If anyone is that much of a nerd to dig that deep into it. I love the fact that they give you this detailed information. I can definitely see how these all come from the same mash bill, same process maybe, because they all definitely have the same vibe. It's more of the same of what I've said already. This one's a little mellower also, but it hits you more up front and fades versus this one, which is mellow up front and then just builds. This is more similar to the second one, I think, on flavor-wise. This second one smells a lot better to me, though. It has a more of a sweet caramel or maple syrup. All right, I'm going through a second time, make adjustments to what I like the most, compare them side by side, and I'll come back with my final conclusions. I've come to my conclusion, and that conclusion is this is definitely the most difficult blind that I've done so far. Just finding the differences in these is testing the limits of my skill. My skill is not the best. Generalization is this is the weakest, lowest flavor, lowest smell. This is my favorite. I think the smell on this is the best. It really is the only one. It's got a great maple syrupy caramel smell to it. The flavor is strong, but it's enjoyable. This is my second favorite. It also has a very sweet, similar smell to this first one. The flavor is weaker, but it's also enjoyable. This is the worst, I think, of the five. And it's the worst because it really has a harsh note in there somewhere. It really seems young and not as rounded out as all the other four. And the last one, definitely, I think, better than the first one. But it's just not up into the range of these two. Stronger flavor than the first, but not as rounded out and enjoyable as these two. So I'm going to throw out my guesses of what they are. I've got to guess that this first one is the Black Label. I think the Bottled and Bond is the one I like the least. None of them are bad. There's a pretty tight range in how I'm going to rate these. I've got the feeling that this one over here is the 1783. I don't feel it's quite 100 proof. I'm going to go 1783 over here. And I feel like the one that I said was most crushable is the single barrel. It's a little lower proof. And it's very mellow, rounded, like it's 9 years old. Which leaves, maybe my favorite is the Heaven Hill Bottled and Bond. Okay, I got my ratings all written down with the bottle numbers. Let's go through from the worst to the best. See if I guessed right. And you should probably know by now that I'm not an expert. And I'm giving my opinion on just how I like it neat. The flavors were so similar. I'm guessing there's a lot of you out there that are just like me, that you're not experts and you can't pick out every single flavor, but you could tell that something tastes good. Doesn't matter what exactly it tastes like, but you know it tastes good. So if you're like that, you're probably like me, and you'd probably like the same ones that I do. So let's start out with the worst. The worst one was decent. Now I gave it a score of 53 out of 100. I thought it was the Evan Williams Bottled and Bond. It was not the Bottled and Bond. It was the 1783. And the one I liked second least, the score of 62 out of 100. I thought it was the Black Label. I got that right. Evan Williams Black Label. Cheapest of all of them. And I gave it a score of 62. The last time I rated it in the Beginner Bourbons blind, I gave it a score of 70. So comparing it to these ones, it brought the score down. So that means a lot of these are pretty good. Very light on the flavor compared to some of these. And third place, I thought it was Evan Williams 1783. That was a single barrel. That was a score of 66 out of 100. Now, since these are single barrels, you never know what you're going to get. The top two are the Bottled and Bond. I did not expect that. Second place with a score of 76, which is great. I thought it was the single barrel. It is the Evan Williams Bottled and Bond. I really thought this was a crushable bourbon that flavor built on you towards the finish. And just slightly better than this, in first place, the Heaven and Hill. I'm falling apart. Heaven Hill Bottled and Bond gave it a great score of 79 out of 100. I got to pour myself some more. The smell of it is fantastic. Yeah, that's definitely great. I didn't have any preconceptions of what this was going to be like when I bought it. It's kind of sad to me that since it's the most expensive, that I like it the most. I guess it's barely better than the cheaper Evan Williams Bottled and Bond. So that makes me think that I definitely got to start going up in the proof. Seeing how the both 100 proof bourbons were first and second. I guess it could be coincidence. The most surprising thing out of this blind is how bad the 1783 small batch did. There's something in the finish of this that I don't enjoy. The Bottled and Bond, I think this has got to take the Value King I thought the Black Label was going to be the value king, but the bottom, man, I'm getting drunk. Much better than the Black Label. It's second place on this blind test, but I think it is definitely the winner. Much cheaper than the Heaven Hill. Heaven Hill is slightly better. I don't think it's twice as good. So what do you guys think? Tell me, what do you think I should try? Giving my preferences here. All right, I am thoroughly tuned up. If you like this video, consider subscribing and liking, and I'll see you next time.